Hi, my name is Clint, and I'm Senior Director of Financial Aid. In this video, I'll discuss how to review your financial aid awards. We'll begin by answering a few questions. What is the cost of attendance? How is your expected family contribution determined? And what is your financial need? The cost of attendance is an estimated total cost of one academic year. This is also the maximum amount in awards you can receive in financial aid as a student. The cost of attendance is made up of direct costs and indirect costs. We define direct costs by the charges you will be billed by CMC. For all students, this includes tuition and student activities fee, orientation fee if you are a first year or first time transfer student. And as most students live on campus in residence halls or CMC apartments, your CMC housing and meal plans are also considered a direct cost. Indirect costs are expenses that you will not be billed by CMC, but are other educational related expenses that you'll need to account for. These expenses include books and supplies, transportation, and other miscellaneous costs. These indirect costs also allow you to have some flexibility. For example, you might be able to save money on textbooks by renting instead of buying, and save on transportation costs by not having a car on campus, and purchasing less expensive airfare to return home. By applying for financial aid at CMC, you'll automatically be considered for both federal and institutional aid. We'll discuss what types of federal and institutional aid are available in a little bit. But know that your federal financial aid eligibility is determined by the information submitted on your FAFSA and assessed based on the federal rules and regulations, known as federal methodology. And your institutional college awards are determined by information reported on your CSS profile, known as institutional methodology. We believe the CSS profile provides us with more accurate and detailed information, and consider additional adjustments that may or may not be allowed under the federal regulations. The expected family contribution, known as the EFC, is made up of the parent, non-custodial parent in situations that involve divorce or separation, and your own student contribution. It's the total amount your family is expected to contribute to your CMC education. The parent contribution is calculated based on your parent's income from 2 years prior to the start of an academic year and current assets at the time you file your application. It also takes into account the total number of family members and the number of siblings attending college. In our IM assessment, siblings must be enrolled in a full-time undergraduate program that leads to a 4-year college degree. Both the FM and IM calculations make allowances for necessary family expenses, such as taxes, reasonable living expenses, unusual medical expenses, and a percentage of assets for retirement. All students start their first year with a minimum student contribution from their summer savings of $2,200. The minimum contribution increases by $100 each academic year based on the assumption that students' earning power increases each summer as they complete more of their college education. As a financial aid recipient, you should take advantage of the Kravis Opportunity Fund and the Summer Experience Internship funding available to you after you complete your first year at CMC. If you do, you'll be eligible for a one-time funding that will replace your summer savings contribution of $2,300 as you move into your second year at CMC. So what is financial need? It's the cost of attendance minus the calculated expected family contribution that equals your CMC's determined financial need. CMC is need blind in its admission decisions for domestic students, and we are committed to meeting 100% of your demonstrated need if you are admitted and file for aid each year on time. The Office of Financial Aid awards a combination of scholarships, grants, loans, and work-study to cover your demonstrated financial need. Let's go into more detail about the types of aid you may be eligible for. CMC scholarships are typically awarded through the admission office and are merit-based and awarded for outstanding achievement or special talents. Outside scholarships that you may receive from a local or national scholarship organization can be either need-based or merit-based. These scholarships do not need to be repaid. The Office of Financial Aid awards need-based aid, which is solely based on the family's financial need. You must remember to reapply for need-based aid each year, and your eligibility is reevaluated each year based on updated information. Need-based financial aid may come from the federal government, state scholarship agency, and/or CMC. Grants like scholarships do not need to be repaid. However, loans are money that you are borrowing to help pay for your education that typically must be repaid with interest after graduation. You may borrow up to the full amount of your loan eligibility or less if you don't think you'll need it all. You can also request to increase your loan amount at any point during the semester if you determine you need the funds to cover your educational expenses. And to utilize your work-study award, you must find a job on campus, and like any job, you will receive a paycheck for the hours worked. Students eligible for need-based aid are awarded up to $3,500 a year, and if you choose to work to earn those funds, it equates to about 8 hours of work per week over the course of the academic year. Students will be notified by the SOL Center for Student Opportunity on how to access the online recruiting system, Handshake, to view available work-study positions. Before I get into reviewing what an award summary looks like, I'd like to take some time to talk about special circumstances. Anytime you or your family have special circumstances that we have not yet considered in your application, such as a job loss, a significant salary reduction, or a family illness, please notify our office as soon as possible with a detailed explanation and supporting documentation. Depending upon what type of change it is and when it occurs during the academic year, we may be able to take a second look at your financial aid award and see if we can provide additional funding. Now let's review a sample financial aid award summary. We're going to pull up Athena McKenna's Net Partner account. If you've completed your financial aid application and submitted all your required documents, you should have a financial aid award summary as well. You've probably seen it posted on your admission portal, which would look something like this. Once you're an admitted or enrolled student, you'll want to start logging into Net Partner to view your awards, since this is our primary means of communicating with you moving forward. Any changes to your financial aid award or cost of attendance will be available on Net Partner. Let's review in more detail what a financial aid award summary looks like on Net Partner. Your name and the current award year drop-down is found in the upper right corner, so be sure you're viewing the correct year information. At the top of your financial aid award summary, you'll see the CMC standard budget. If you live on campus, your financial aid awards are based on the standard budget. This is the estimated cost of attendance for most students. It's important to note that all first year and new transfer students will include a $500 orientation fee in their standard budget. Additionally, an allowance for your transportation expense may be included in your standard budget depending upon where your primary residence is located. You may request a budget increase to cover certain documented education-related expenses. However, those expenses are only funded with additional loan eligibility, and in most cases, Parent Plus loan eligibility. Next, you'll see direct costs and indirect costs. As we discussed earlier, direct costs are those that will be on your bill and charged by CMC, and indirect costs will be those that you may or may not incur. However, your total cost of attendance is made up of direct and indirect educational-related expenses. Next, you'll see your total awards you're eligible for, broken out by fall and spring. Next, you'll see a breakdown of each of your grants and scholarships by semester. It will contain your funding eligibility from federal, state, CMC, and outside scholarship agencies. Be sure to click on the Click View message or Click View Documents if you see these links next to a particular award. For example, if you click on the Click View message for the Cal Grant AB Tuition Award, you'll see a message pop up. Continuing down the award summary is your net cost. This is your total direct costs plus indirect costs minus total grants and scholarships. It does not take into consideration any packaged loans or work study. As you scroll down further, you'll find the financial aid awards that go toward your self-help. These are the loans you'll be eligible to borrow, and federal or college work-study award you might take advantage of. Again, as a reminder, you must find a work-study job and you will receive those funds in the form of a biweekly paycheck as you work under those work-study programs. The amount earned in work-study typically pays for educational-related expenses, not on your bill. If you're interested in borrowing your loans, be sure to click on the Click to View Documents link so that you can see if you have submitted the required documents to obtain your loan. Let's turn your attention over to the College Financing Plan. Some of you may be more familiar with this summary, which can also be found on Net Partner if you wish to review your awards in this format. You may also view your plan as a PDF. Your cost of attendance can be found here and is easily distinguished by whether you are living on campus or off campus. Again, scholarships and grants are considered gift aid and no repayment is needed. Your net price is listed here, similar to how it is listed on your award summary. And finally, Your loans and work-study options can help you pay for your educational expenses at CMC. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.